What if I told you that your 8-year-old self already knew the answer to your biggest life question today? Most people go through life wondering, searching, struggling, and asking questions like, what's my purpose? Why am I here? What should I be doing? But here's the truth. You already know the answer decades ago, before life, society, and expectations got in the way. Science tells us that by age 8, we start forming our core memories, developing interests, and building our sense of identity. Yet as we grow up, we silence that child's voice. We let the world dictate who we should be instead of remembering who we always were. So today, I'm gonna help you find that why in the simplest, clearest way possible. And the answer? It's been with you since age 8. So let's rediscover that together. Here's a wild stat. 80% of people never reach their full potential. And it's not because they're not talented, but it's because they never had the right guidance. Think about it. Every elite athlete has a coach, and every successful entrepreneur has a mentor. So why do we think we have to figure out life alone? And that's where Strawberry.me comes in, and I want to give a huge shout out to them for sponsoring this video. If you're spending on streaming platforms for entertainment or meal plans for your health, why not invest in your own personal growth? Strawberry.me connects you with certified personal coaches who help you set goals, navigate challenges, and actually take action. And trust me, having a coach is not simply about motivation, but it's about getting clarity and real progress in areas that matter most. I tried Strawberry.me myself, and the experience was next level, yet easy. Instead of generic advice, my coach asked those very powerful questions that made me rethink challenges and take real steps forward. The best part? Accountability. It's one thing to set goals, but having a coach to keep you on track, that's the game changer. Whether you want to level up in your career, improve relationships, or finally build those good habits, remember that you don't have to do it alone. So if you're ready to stop overthinking and start taking action, go to strawberry.me/Joseph Alcantara and take their free quiz so you can find the perfect coach for you. And because you're part of my community, you get 20% off on the first month of your membership when you use my link. Remember, your biggest investment should always be you. So let's make it count. As kids, we naturally gravitate towards the things that we love. But as we grow, life happens. Pressure from society, from family, career expectations and demands, and other responsibilities. We stop listening to the purest version of ourselves, the one who was fearless, curious, and fully present. And the result? Identity crisis, career misalignment, midlife questioning, and an underlying emptiness. Simon Sinek popularized "Start with Why." But the real question is, how do we even find that why? So let's explore step 1, and that is to ask our 8-year-old self. Look back at yourself when you were 8 years old and answer these questions. 1, what made you excited every day? 2, what were your interests, hobbies, and natural talents? 3, what did you love doing even when nobody told you to do it? 4th, what did other kids love about you? 5th, were you creative, athletic, or probably a storyteller or a helper? Your 8-year-old self is actually your blueprint. For example, if as a child you loved drawing all day and today you're in a corporate job where there's no sense of creativity at all, maybe that's why you feel unfulfilled. If you used to be a teacher in a make-believe school game, for example, then probably that's a sign that you're doing your true calling. Let's now move on to step number 2. And it's all about answering the question, what am I truly good at? Let's remember that passion is great, but it's actually better if we pair that with skill. So what were the skills that came naturally to you as a child? And have those skills nurtured, or were they buried because you wouldn't make money out of them? I remember growing up, there's always this myth practicality that our elders would usually tell us. And the common examples were, you can't make living out of art, or sports should always just be a hobby, and you need to focus on something more serious, and that you need a real job because storytelling, music, or creativity are not considered jobs. But here's the truth. Your greatest contribution comes from aligning where you're really good at with what you're truly naturally gifted with. So if you've suppressed those skills for years, the good news is that there's no deadline, there's no timeline, and it's never late to revisit everything. Step number 3 is to ask yourself, what problem do I love solving? One of the most important factors of knowing what your why is realizing that it's not just about what you love and where you're good at, but it's also about how you can add value to the world. You need to ask yourself, what problems did people always ask you to solve when you were a kid? And what challenges did you actually love solving? And what issues today do you feel so compelled to fix or solve? For example, if you love helping your friends organize things or plan things, you might have that natural skill for mentoring or for coaching. Or if you love telling stories or making people laugh, maybe your why is to entertain, to inspire, or to educate. And this is where it gets even better. Imagine if you are looking for a career or a business idea, the world can actually and will actually pay you to solve these problems. Some monetization examples. Remember the kid who loved teaching before? They can be an online course creator and educator today. And that kid who loved pretend interviews can now be a journalist, a podcaster, or even a public speaker. And remember, that kid who loved to organize or rally people can be a productivity coach or a strategist. So in a nutshell, just remember, again, that 8-year-old kid already knew the answer to what you're trying to figure out today. The key to finding your why is to search within. It's not about searching outside or check off those arbitrary list of goals that the world outside is trying to impose on you. If we're gonna put it in a very simple linear equation, it's gonna be like this. Your childhood joy plus your natural skills plus the problems you love solving is equal to your why. The world tries to shape us in who we should be, but the happiest people are those who truly stayed true to who they always were. So if you ever feel lost, simply go back to that 8-year-old child within you and ask them what they would do. If this helped you gain clarity, drop that comment below about what your passion points were when you were a child. And let's inspire each other to rediscover our why together. Hit like and subscribe and share this with others.